Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So I'm back with a retro review. This is an unboxing and first impressions of the Samsung Galaxy S6. So I actually bought this online through eBay and I paid like 115 bucks for it, brand new, shipping and all that jazz. And we're gonna go ahead and do the unboxing, first impressions, and have a look at it now in 2020. So I never actually had one of these phones, and I used BlackBerry exclusively from like the S3 to the S8. So there was a lot of these devices I never got to look at. So I thought it was cool. I'd go ahead and check it out and thought maybe some other people might like it too. So before we dive into this, I do want to say, if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you can get updates when new videos come out. Now, let's take a look at the S6. All right, so here we are with the Samsung Galaxy S6. Now, one cool thing about the phone, it actually came in 4 colors. It came in a white pearl, which is the one that I have here. Also, it came in sapphire, black, or black sapphire. It came in gold platinum and blue topaz. So 4 different colors. Now, let's use my handy dandy unboxing tool here, also known as a knife, and cut the tape so we can see what's inside the box. Now, even though this is 5 years old now, this is still something that's fun and exciting. It's always cool to open up new phones. Now, here we are with the documentation on top. We've got the user manual, if you want to read that, but it shows you a little bit about the phone itself. And then here we have the gorgeous Samsung Galaxy S6. Now, I thought this was probably, if not the best looking Samsung device ever made. I know some other people probably have their favorites, but this white pearl color I think looks really sharp. Especially you can see the way it's got the color around the camera lens there as well. Everything just flows and looks nice, especially with that brushed aluminum look on the sides. It's a sharp looking phone, and especially, you know, it was more expensive whenever it came out, of course, but for $115 that I got this for brand new on eBay, I don't have any complaints on the presentation. And my wife did have this phone. I never really messed with it all that much because, of course, I've mentioned I was using BlackBerry exclusively back then. So I did actually have the S3 for a few months way back when. But here we are with the battery. So it looks like we've got a 5-volt 2-amp. So just a regular quick charge. It's got a 2550 milliamp battery, so it doesn't take too incredibly long to charge. And we've got the included micro USB cable. This kind of predates the common popular USB-C that we see in phones nowadays. And it also does have wireless charging too, which I was surprised. I forgot that this far back with the Galaxy S6 it had wireless charging. It may have been the first model, but don't quote me on that because I didn't research that. So we've got a set of earbuds in here as well. You know, back when phones came with everything. Now, Samsung is still pretty good about throwing everything inside the box, but some companies are not nowadays. So it's always nice to see what's inside the box because you can't take those things for granted. But nice earbuds and everything all matches. It's nice in the same white color as the phone. All right, so here we are with the Samsung Galaxy S6. So this one has a 5.1-inch screen. They also had the S6 Plus and the S6 Edge, which were larger, and then the S6 Edge, of course, having the curved edge display. I always thought that this was a gorgeous looking phone. I actually had one for my wife way back in the day, and always was curious about it, but I was exclusively using BlackBerry back then, so I never got a chance. It's nice. It's got this white color. I believe it also came in a blue and a black. This brushed aluminum looking sides around it, and it's really light and it feels thin. I mean, that's one thing that I guess have changed a lot over the last couple of years. You know, add in the bigger batteries, the wireless charging, all that extra stuff. It adds some heft to our phones, and then of course, this one has a 5.1-inch display on it. Now, it's an AMOLED. It looks good. It's got the fingerprint sensor with the home button. It's got the capacitive touch buttons for the back and for the menu button down on the bottom. So a lot of different things, you know, kind of blast from the past. You know, really, I mean, 5 years, a lot of technological advances since then. This one does not have facial recognition technology. You got the speaker up top, or the handset speaker, the speaker single firing down the bottom. It has a 16 megapixel primary shooter on the back, which is cool because if you take a look at that, it's got the white around the camera lens there and then flows in with the white body. So I think that looks really cool. I like how they did that. It really is a sharp looking phone. I mean, it catches the eye, and I always thought that this was probably one of the best looking, if not the best looking Samsung device ever made. Micro USB on the bottom along with the headphone jack, so you can charge it up and you can plug your headphones in. Of course, it has Bluetooth, so you can connect it and listen to your music that way as well. It has just over a 2500 milliamp battery, 3 gigabytes of RAM. It's got a Quad HD Plus display, so it's actually got a really high PPI on it. It's like 590 something. It's really high as far as the pixel density, and that's something that people, especially Samsung and Android manufacturers, were really going for, back at this point in time. It's kind of funny because it was such a race to get phones that could display at Quad HD Plus and look good and not kill the battery so fast. But now we've got new phones coming out like the OnePlus 8 and the LG V60 that are running 1080p and don't even do Quad HD Plus. So it's funny, on this 5.1 inch screen, and it's actually interesting because there were a lot of studies and stuff that were done back then. And I believe what they said was your eyes can't even tell a tangible difference between 1080p and Quad HD Plus till you get to at least a 5.3 inch screen. So this is definitely one of those things that was a spec chasing phone, I think, in some regard. Now, like I said, 16 megapixel camera on the back, 5 megapixel camera on the front, but you'd be surprised. I took a picture with it, and you can see here that the picture that I took actually looks surprisingly good. So it's not necessarily all about the megapixels. Sometimes the sensor, some ideal lighting can really make things pop and stand out, and it's megapixels really deals with once you blow things up, you start to lose clarity and sharpness and all that stuff. So 5 megapixel on this little 5.1 inch screen actually looks pretty darn good. Color saturation is good. Everything about it's nice. It's even got wireless charging, so you can go that route as well if you don't want to plug it into the regular charger. Show off the fingerprint sensor here. You can just lightly press your thumb there. You don't have to worry about it. Of course, you can register other fingers as well. The display does have to be on for it to work. You can't just press your finger on there without the screen being on. It won't register it. So it's just kind of the old fingerprint sensor technology, but at least it's not like the Note 4, I think it was, where you had to slide your finger across. That was painful back in the day to get some of that stuff to work right. But overall, it's pretty neat. I think it's a sharp looking device. It came in 3 different storage options, 32 gigabytes, 64 gigabytes, and then also, I believe, a 128. And of course, those were more expensive. But yeah, it's a sharp looking phone. I'm looking forward to getting some hands-on time with it and using it. We'll go through and do the full review and all that jazz, so you can see what you're getting yourself into and if it's worth picking up. Whether it's a good phone for a kid, if you had an old one and you want to use it again, or if you just want a secondary phone, or if you just like it and you like to collect old phones and use them like I do, then this might be something worth looking into, especially in the used market. Like I said, I bought this brand new sealed in the box and only paid like $115 for it on eBay. So pretty good deal. So that's all I've got on the unboxing and first impressions of the Samsung Galaxy S6. If you got any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you like the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and a little notification bell so you can get updates on new videos when they come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.